Wow. Whoa. Wow. Ow. Hello everyone, welcome back to today's video. We're here at the Big Ol' Paradise. It is a summer beach town that the PeetahBread has created 3 years ago in 2022. And we are here to check up on it to see how it's been doing. Yeah, I did a video, of course, a few days ago where I, judged my very old Bloxburg Spread City Square. And then someone in the comments gave me the idea to do a little tour or like a judging kind of video once again for my summer beach town. And I have it still, so why not do it, right? And it's been years since I've actually, back in the day when I actually could finish a project. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna cry. It was 2.3 at one point. I think I removed a car, but now it's 2.1 million. I remember the name being a combination of two people's comments. Someone had the paradise and then someone else had like bagel in it, so I put them. Yeah, but yeah, this is what it looked like. It took up, I believe, did it take up the entire plot? I'm gonna check the entirety of the plot size. Wow, see, I made use of it. But yeah, my summer beach town. I have yet to finish my fall one. Don't worry, I'll get there one day. Maybe I'll do it off camera. Speed limit slow because you're entering, this is the entrance. What I really liked about this entrance is that it had a lot of dimensions, it had a lot of height. Once you go in, you have this big old random mountain of trees, rocks, and all of that good landscaping. Random lights here, the sign, of course. You're welcomed in by some exotic, these were the palm trees back then, they're just the exotic trees. But oh, I feel like I could just add in palm trees now since we have them. But yeah, just a random entrance. And over here we have a seating area. I don't know why I have a cotton candy machine there. Then I had this waterfall here. Oh my goodness. I don't think I'll be as crazy judgy with this build because I feel like this is definitely an improvement sort of build. I don't know, I'll still make fun of stuff. Yeah, look at this random waterfall. And I had random fake water here too. But I feel like it was very beachy, desert themed. I have cactus here too. So over here is the random modern house. And it has its own car, of course. Got a board bullet. Oh my gosh, wow. Got a random hay bale. I think I decorated it for Halloween at one point, that's for sure. But yeah, this house had its own water over here. On the inside of the house, I made it kind of I think it was bohemian inspired. It was modern bohemian pretty much. So you'll see a lot of greens, plant life and stuff. But yeah, it's definitely a modern bohemian. All the wood materials too. But yeah, honestly, it was pretty cute. I think I really like this layout, Nice U-shaped kitchen. And then of course you have the bathroom here, full size. Nothing really changes with my bathrooms. Oh my gosh. Really, I do this still. And then over here is the bedroom. It is a single person house. And then if we go behind that, this is a weird way of going through it, but this was a hotel. Some sort of hotel, at least the lobby kind of looked interesting, right? You have a waiting area, the actual reservation check-in spot or receptionist. More waiting, because for some reason I thought this would be a busy place. And then of course you have the elevators that take you to the hotel. Floor 2, floor 3, but I think all of them are pretty similar. But let's take a look, yeah. Another chill area here. And then this is room 1. Suite 1. Okay, each floor had its own room and suite. The suites apparently had 2 single beds. We also had a full-size bathroom. And then it had its balcony. Size balcony. Look at that. See? You have more room on this balcony. And then, of course, room 1 just had a 2 beds combined. It looks like 2 beds combined. And then just a balcony. There's no bathroom? What kind of hotel is this? That's terrible. Oh my gosh. Okay, see, that is a design flaw. In a hotel room, no matter if you're in a suite or a room, you should have a bathroom, right? That's something I will judge. Look at this random fountain thing. Okay, before we go to the beach area, I'm gonna go through the other parts of the town. Lots of seating. Oh my gosh. Very much ice cream. Okay, I don't know what's with the names of these buildings. It was it's interesting, okay? Very much ice cream. Today's special cardboard flavor. Yum. I'm so excited. Okay, when I thought of ice cream shop, I thought of something super bright and colorful. So that's what we have here. We had the Build Hack ice cream storage thingy. We got our vanilla, chocolate, strawberry, mint, and then blue raspberry, something like that. I don't know. We also had slush machines too because we were a very sweet treats sort of shop. Ice cream makers, of course. And then it had its own bathroom as well. Just a very simple bathroom. Wash your hands, you filthy animal. So that is our little ice cream store. And then over here were the 2 other residential plots. Residential plots. Yes. So we have two kind of like beach homes. One was modern, and then one is more kind of like the traditional you would expect sort of beach house. And of course they're elevated to because of floods. I really like this modern home because I don't know, I kind of like the plants kind of stacked like that. I think it's questionable now. I don't know, there's a gap right there. But yeah, this is cute. It had its own like balcony. I've always hated this chair. It was way too low. Like, can you raise it up a little bit? But yeah, inside very straightforward. Living, kitchen, office work area. This is a bathroom, I believe. Yes, full size. And I definitely use that like leaf material thingy. Very modern and bright. Oh, my eyes. There were two balconies on this house, one up here and one down below. And then this was, oh, a bedroom. Wow, really decently sized. And I think this was another one. Yeah, a kid's room. See, I make sure that we had a kid's area. What is this? A closet? Ah, yeah. Look, even the kid has a fun like viewing space. Look at that. Wow, you can see who's actually entering the city or the town. Cute, very cute. I don't know if I forgot anything. House across the street has a garage. Actually, I think this is called a carport. A carport? A carport. Within this carport, there was a storage room. Yeah. That was very much visible to everybody. Like, why? I don't know what was the reason. I should turn that into a gym. I should turn it into a gym if I wanted to. Inside this house is a bit more cramped. Look at this. I have... Okay, now this is another thing I will judge. I don't know why I had seating here. I feel like it was just too empty, like this spacing, so I added it. But yeah, we have our living room, kitchen here. I actually really liked this balcony, you know? So I had like the grass carpet thing going on so you can sit down and eat, stare at your neighbors. I also had like another area to like sit by a fire. I don't know why. I just did it. I don't know. Yeah, this is where it gets really cramped. This is the bedroom with an on. Oh, it had a tub. Wow, different. Very interesting. I'm surprised it didn't have more than one bedroom. Yeah, I think this was a garden or two. Look at that. I just over flooded this entire place with plants. See, this house had a seating area out here too, and a barbecue spot. Oh, I forgot. Oh my gosh, above the ice cream place, there was an apartment for an old lady. Okay, this is what I call the like retro apartment, modern apartment. I don't know, my thought process, I think this was like a purple room if I remembered correctly. Okay, not the whole thing, but there was a purple accent wall. Yeah, this was an old lady's ice cream shop. She was the owner. She lived up here. She has her own kitchen, bedroom, relaxation, ensuite bathroom. See, she needed a stepping stool to get into the tub just because, you know, she's fragile. This is the first time I actually played with colors, like a lot of different colors. Wow! I kind of like it. There you go, mailbox there. You know what would be really cool? Okay, here's a suggestion for the Bloxburg team. Instead of just regular like mailboxes that are glued to the floor, the ground, we need like wall mailboxes. Why don't we don't have those, do we? Mailboxes you place on like the walls and stuff. And then I thought of this as a random sit down, like the inspiration for this was a shopping district. You know those like shopping districts or those outlet malls that have like places to rest with the fountain and stuff. There you go, much better. So this is the resting area, even though it's right next to some trash. And yeah, I don't know, I just had to fill in the space there. Next door is the bagel bicycle shop. It was decorated for Halloween. We have bikes on the roof. We got a bunch of bikes over here. I could have added in the bike stands now since we have those. And then inside, I thought of industrial, I think rustic. I don't know about rustic. I think it was more industrial themed. So we sold like clothing too, merch, clothing, pants, and then of course the main attraction, bikes. See, look at that. I put them on the walls. I put them in display cases. And then these are supposed to be helmets. But they're not. They're actually skeleton skulls. They're skulls. Yeah. But they look like helmets. This was the public pool area. It was a really interesting slide, I will say. Like that, I don't know if that's a really safe slide. Yeah, that looks like it would hurt. I think the material as well makes it look like it would hurt. But yeah, we have this community pool, lots of lounging, fun slides. We have two slides here. See, look. Yay! And then yeah, I don't know how this came about. This is crazy. Here we go. Whee! Oh my gosh. Of course, another like, it's like a, okay, before the cabana una nas were a thing, this was my cabana una na. There's random mushrooms growing too. Well, and then of course next to that is the bagel food shack. Very simple kitchen, food concession stand. And then of course I had underground parking here as well. It's just really easy to do underground parking. I think I need to do this for my fall town. Okay, this was one of my favorite areas of the town, was the kind of little mini shopping plaza. I don't know if you call it a plaza, but there were two shops here. One was an antique store, and this is a flower shop. paradise flowers, you know, and I made my own like basic shape flower cases. Didn't take long, you know, it's obviously very simple, but I was very proud of it for some reason, you know. Okay, and then that's random. Yeah, my signs were never a thing. But it was very floral in here. Yeah, very, very floral. Lots of seating. There's a restroom in between the shops in case you need to do showering. Okay, I based this off of grand opening etiquette, okay? So there's some showers. Here's a toilet. More showers on this side, and toilet and sink. Okay, here's my antique shop. Didn't actually have a sign for this. It was just, I don't know, it didn't have a sign. You walk in, you find all a bunch of like really vintage stuff. See, this is things you would probably, these are things you'd probably, look at that. I forgot those were a thing. There was a giant fork, giant spoon, wall item, comically large spoon and fork. And then of course, yeah, buy your stuff here. We also have jukeboxes for sale. All right, now here's the main, I think this is actually the main part of the beach town, was the boardwalk. So the boardwalk was elevated. I don't know the reasoning. I just wanted elevation. So we have, of course, bakery. We have the arcade. We have surfboard shop, pizzeria, and Shelly's Seafood, which is actually Easter egg for Mother Shelly, you know? Shelly's Seafood. I think this was very cute for what it was. You know, bagel treats. Not only did we sell baked goods and stuff, we had merch here too, or like souvenirs. It was treated like a tourist town, so I had souvenirs here. Custom signs, Coeptus figure. Wow, and clothing, $30. There's a lot of seating, you know, once again, and then of course you had like a custom food stand. Look at that, my custom food stand! Wow! Oh wow. We actually have regular food stands now, so this is interesting, but I still think this looks pretty solid. I actually think this looks good. Look at this arcade though. Actually, really, for some reason, I enjoyed making this arcade. I have a bunch of plushies to like help make it look really welcoming. And then of course, giant teddy bears. There's arcade machines on the front if you want to sample the games. But yeah, inside I had a bunch of machines. I had like a custom motorcycle arcade game. Not even custom, I just plopped a motorcycle here. I'll have to get this later. But I made a custom claw machine. I think this was cute. I used the salt and pepper shakers as the buttons here. And then I had, of course, like it wasn't even a joystick. It was like I don't know, it was like a controller D-pad thingy, whatever. Look at that, guys. I made a custom claw machine. We need claw machines as an item in Bloxburg too. Like, that would be great. When I was actually inspired, I look back on this now. I'm doing like the most basic stuff nowadays. Next to that is a surfboard shop. Very simple. This was actually Robuild's build hack of a surfboard. So I took her surfboard hack and did that. And then I had postcards. Look. Greetings from Bagel Paradise. Postcards, because this is a tourist sort of town. Oh, I had some on the walls too. Look, they're being like hung up on the wall. Wow. What a step up from Bread City Square. Like, I don't think I can judge too much. I mean, I am judging, but not as bad. But that was cute. Here's the pizzeria, of course. There's some sort of inspiration. But yeah, I just wanted a standard pizzeria. Probably not the most accurate, but yeah, we just make pizzas here. We have a menu. Never mind. I was too lazy for the menu here. Food is fresh, totally. Always had some skeptical. Then of course, this was like the main restaurant. It was kind of like a seafood restaurant. But Shelly Seafood, yeah. Oh, and a cotton candy stand here too. Look at that. Amazing. I was actually trying back then. Restaurant, typical restaurant you would find in a beach town. This is their kitchen. Pretty cozy. Pretty cozy. It also had upstairs dining as well. All right, so if we go down the stairs, here we are at the actual beach, quote unquote beach. I know I didn't fit like a huge beach, so this is kind of, yeah, this is my beach. See, I even gave I put like the ramps with sand just to kind of give it like an elevation or something. I don't know. It was kind of, look at that. There was also a hot dog stand. Oh, the popcorn. That was popcorn. This is hot dogs, right? Yeah. And then we had a random dance floor out here too. You never know if people would actually like club here, outdoor club. Okay. And then here is my lighthouse. It was definitely a lighthouse ever made. I will say this is not the nicest one, but it was solid, I think. Of course, I didn't want to use red because my favorite color was blue. You would go through this random door right here, and then... Is this where you would go up the stairs? Wait, what is the point of this? This was definitely not the entrance, was it? Was it? Oh my gosh. Oh, I forgot. I was like, why is it like this narrow? Okay, there's another door that leads you on the inside. That was weird. I don't know why I did that. Look at this long spiral staircase. Jeez. This was tourist. Very tourist inspired. But yeah, you would be up here and you'd have a good view at the boardwalk, especially if you looked at night. I feel like that was very nice. The hustle and bustle of the boardwalk life. I wish you could have like fake NPCs as build mode items and then just have them like walk around and stuff. That'd be funny. Oh, so many random ideas I get. That is my beach town. Someone really wanted me to like come back here and like look at it. Guys, I'm gonna finish my fall town now. I'm gonna finish it. This really helped me out, even though it's a completely different season of a town. But on that note, that'll actually wrap up today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed going back down memory lane again to see this with me. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next video. Bye. Dramatic much? I don't know. This is neat. Wow. That lighthouse part actually surprised me though. I'm like, how am I supposed to get up there? But no, there's another door the entire time.